The noose will someday disappear, but it still is the ghost in the flesh that lingers behind documents of equality and social fears, behind fatherless children and mothers' tears, and manifests on drunken nights after a couple of beers, right after a news broadcast of a black suspect and his hooded peers. The nigger is still urban society's worst fear. We are taught to fear that which is dark and black, the inhibitor of what is light, forgetting that it's the stars that come out on the darkest nights. Some religious scripts say that in Genesis, out of darkness came light. This taken as the word of God to the religious fundamentalist. So in fact, this premise supports a conclusion that God is black, or is she light, or all the colors on the plants that bloom, the reds, the whites, the greens, the blues. It is the abundance of variety itself that is the cause for spiritual health. Just to help the cynical understand, it is diversity of life that illuminates the self. The supremacist who hates others and loves its race is ironic because this can only occur when there's a contrast to perceive it in the first place. So fear and hatred of other races, cultures, and ethnics comes from an illusion of distinctness of color and stereotyped ethics being the cause for division. So the supremacist cannot love their race without the opposite, through which he comes to know his own position. We are awake in the day, but asleep at night, because we need the dark in order to be rejuvenated by light. So the contrast is compatible and not inconsistent, and it is in the divide of the contrast where you get the contradiction. And because it is in light that we are seen, and it is in the dark that we dream, and what we perceive to be is not always as it seems. If you're still not convinced, try and look at it another way. Are we really separate colors, or just different shades of gray? You see, if we all came from a single moment, Lucy, Adam and Eve, or when the universe begun, what appears as different now will always be one. Dark and light, black and white appear as opposites, but we need both to appreciate the other, and they are in no way less because each needs each other.